Okay guys, I'm flying this drone at night here, right down the middle at 2.5 miles per hour. It's going really slow and I want to speed it up to make it look like this. How do I do this? Okay guys, this is a slide showing you the 180-degree shutter rule, which is 1/2 times the frames per second. And another good thing to know here is that the maximum blur for a video is 1 the frames per second. And in order for you to increase the blur, you need a technique that I'm going to show you on the next slide. Okay guys, on this slide, this actually is the way I actually create a hyperlapse from video, and I also incorporate the frame blending with speed up so I can actually get the blur. And then to increase the blur, I actually take this a further step. Rather than just doing it once, I'll do it many times. And by doing it many times, I'll increase the blur, and you'll have a sped up video with really good blur. So this is a technique, and I'm going to show you how to do this now in Premiere Pro. Okay guys, we're in Adobe Premiere Pro CC 2018. I've got a 2-minute video in the timeline, and I want to increase this using speed duration at 150%, frame blending selected, and I will do that again, nest it. I'll nest this one, and then I'll go ahead and speed it up again, 150 using frame blending, and I will do this again, nest it for the second time. I'll do this about 6 times for this particular video, and let me speed it up. So you see the gist of this. It's 150% and frame blending, and you go ahead and you nest it again, and you just keep going until you do this about 6 times. And this will go ahead and increase the blur, and as well as speed up the video. So I'll take this video, go from 2 minutes down to 5 seconds, and have a nice hyperlapse with long exposure, or what appears to be long exposure. And then I'll just export it out. I usually export it out at a high bit rate, because what I want to do is bring it back in and then apply the warp stabilizer to this, just so I can go ahead and, because this, you will need to stabilize it just so it looks nice and smooth. But for the most part, this particular technique works well. And one thing you may want to do before this is actually color your video. If say for instance you're using ProRes, or you use D-Log-M, in my case with the Mavic 2 Pro, you'll go ahead and you'll color grade this and then export it out at a high bit rate. Bring it back in, apply the speed up and frame blending, export that out at a high bit rate, bring it back in, and then warp stabilize it. The reason I break these up is because if I try to do this all at once, my computer will just fall apart. So this is the technique that I use, and it's pretty straightforward. Hopefully you guys can go out there and actually test this. I'm just going to now show you some notes that I have, so you can read those notes and then take it from there and see what you can do. All right guys. Okay, here are the notes for this particular technique that I've been trying for the past 1.5 to 2 months. I suggest freeze this video and jot these down, and then go and test and implement it, and see what you come up with. All right guys, good luck.